those that are either hypersexualized in this like wet feminine aspect, even if they are muscular. Sort of sex icons less than athletes, they're valued for how they look. And then there's also the portrayal of women as being like, women athletes as being really masculine, or like a lot of lesbian comments.
Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972 states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." There has been a 904% increase for female athletes in high schools and a 456% increase in intercollegiate participation since Title IX in 1972. The heightening participation and awareness of female athletes in the sports world caused an interest in a feminist assessment of sport. Through this view, scholars have argued that sport is a hegemonic, male-dominated structure that reinforces gender roles, which are the oppression of women and the overarching power of men. In Bernstein's 2002 study, she uncovers the way media trivializes women's sports and their athletic achievements, therefore constructing female athleticism as lesser than males. A closer look at the visibility that female athletes receive in the media reveals more hyperfeminized and attractive beings rather than those, quote, unfeminine athletes that excel at their sport.
The female athletes that you'll look at as being the ones that are on the front of Sports Illustrated or in public eye when it comes to like the Olympic Games, as I don't know, whether it be our flag bearers or the people that people know their names. So I'm largely into soccer and I know who Alex Morgan is and Hope Solo. Now they're good players, don't get me wrong, but so is everyone else on that team, and they don't receive the attention that those two women do because they're not as good looking or like their body shape or look great in a dress on the red carpet.
The willingness of athletes to display their bodies and accentuate feminine traits and heterosexuality takes away from their athletic achievement and status as athletes, and problematizes the view of gender as a social construction. Carty argues that this representation of femininity is a form of male domination through the exploitation of women, while also offering a post-feminist viewpoint that women and athletes can also see this as a form of control and empowerment in their lives.
I almost see it more as the femininity portion as empowerment. It allows us to be who we are. Not all women that participate in athletics are very masculine. There's that feminine side, and it's okay to have that feminine side. So I hope that's the avenue that we would continue to go down rather than maybe making it more about the sexiness.
I think that we just praise our male athletes, right? So the only praise female athletes get is if they're good looking or if they're amazing. So one outlier might be someone like Serena Williams, and the only reason why she has received attention is because she's been killing the tennis scene for 10 years. I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore. Meanwhile, male sports is, you know, March Madness is coming up, or I'm going to watch this team in the World Cup, or Usain Bolt. You just have all these male icons that are just kind of put on a pedestal because of their athletic ability. They don't have to be the best looking, they don't have to be fantastic in the spotlight on TV and all that sort of stuff. And whereas to be a female athlete who is good and people are going to respect and want to watch, you have to be good looking as well as highly competitive. So it's kind of like that juxtaposition. It's kind of difficult to break through.
I believe a lot of it is because of making them compete against each other for TV market time. During the Final Four, during March Madness, the women's Final Four and March Madness is going on as well. And you just don't, in my mind, you don't see the same advertising for the women's games that you see for the men's games. I mean, part of that does seem to be intentional. People, if they don't know it's on, they're not going to watch it. So I just think that that's something that we really need to take a better look at and see how we can promote our women's sports more. It's just going to take a leader to do that.
Gender subjugation reinforces hegemonic ideology that women's sports are less stimulating to watch and therefore shapes what viewers would prefer to see. Scholarship proves that broadcasters continually report more coverage of men's sports even when they are not in season. Viewers and sports fans' perceptions of athletes are highly influenced by the media's gender representations as well as the amount of media coverage they receive. Female ideologies are reinforced and recycled throughout our society that ideals and values become so ingrained within us that we can never truly escape ideology. Because physically strong and powerful women challenge hegemonic masculinity and do not meet the status quo for femininity, they are commonly stereotyped and labeled as deviant and lesbian. Gender norms, as well as society's hegemonic beliefs about sexual orientation, are put in place by institutions to keep people, especially women, in line while emphasizing masculinity.
And I think it's just the fact that you have to choose. If you're a great female athlete, people might start to question, like, oh, what's going on? Like, homophobia does come into play. If you are a fantastic athlete, sometimes it can be a matter of, oh, is she gay? Is she straight? All those sorts of things. But you don't really see it as much in male sports at all. Sport in general, girls are categorized or they're put in this box. That they have to still be feminine to prove that they're a female athlete who isn't gay, right? Whereas like with male sports, it's, oh, you just do whatever you want. You're a great athlete. We're going to praise you. We're going to celebrate you. So women are always kind of trying to fight against that